Hey, what's up, people? Jade up here with my 2011 WWE Royal Rumble review video. Going to be giving you guys some match results, highlights of the night, and also my thoughts and opinions on them. By the way, if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button up there. Thanks. On to the first match tonight. It was a World Heavyweight Championship match. Edge defending his title versus Dolph Ziggler. This match was about 20 minutes long, and it didn't even kick into second gear until around the 15-minute point of the match. The first three quarters, nothing really happened except for one spot, and that was when Dolph Ziggler went to hit the Fame-Master on Edge, but Edge countered that into a sit-out powerbomb. That was a pretty cool spot in the match. But other than that, nothing really happened in the first 15 minutes. One thing that I really dislike about Dolph Ziggler, and don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of his. I really think he's one of the better in-ring competitors in WWE, but one thing that I really dislike, and I'm starting to notice more in his matches, he relies on rest holds entirely too much. I know some wrestlers, well, most wrestlers in general have signature moves that when they use them, you get familiar with them using certain moves, but he relied on the sleeper hold entirely too much in this match. Every 30 seconds, it seemed like he was putting Edge in a fucking sleeper hold, and I'm sitting at home watching the show on TV, and I'm like, well, damn, like, are you putting the sleeper hold on Edge or on me? Because I feel like I'm dozing off. Like, that just made the match so boring, and that's one of the reasons why I really didn't like this match, because he utilized the sleeper hold entirely too much in this match. But go on to like I said, the 15-minute point of the match. That's when things started to heat up, because Vicky Guerrero, she interfered in the match. Edge hit the execution on Dolph Ziggler. He went to go pin him, but Vicky Guerrero, she interfered. She grabbed the ref's leg. Then she jumped up on the apron. She started taunting Edge. Edge goes to confront her. She starts slapping him and stuff. Then Kelly runs out of nowhere. She comes down to the ring. She attacks Vicky Guerrero, thus taking her out of the equation of the match. And at that point, I pretty much knew that Edge was going to retain his championship, because once Vicky Guerrero was taken out of the equation, Dolph Ziggler had no chance in hell. And that's exactly what happened. So, after the whole brouhaha with Vicky Guerrero interfering in things, Dolph Ziggler puts Edge in the sleeper hold once again, and while they're tussling around the ring, the ref ends up getting knocked out, and Edge, he sees that Vicky Guerrero, she's knocked out outside of the ring, and the referee is knocked out inside of the ring. Now, remember, Edge was not supposed to use the spear in this match. If he used a spear in this match, he was going to be disqualified per the orders of Vicky Guerrero. But like I said, both officials were completely knocked out. So he uses a spear on Dolph Ziggler, and then, after Dolph Ziggler gets up from the spear, Edge hits his former brother's finishing move, the kill switch, on Dolph Ziggler, pins him, 1, 2, 3, Edge retains his World Heavyweight Championship. Like I said, I really didn't like this match. The last 5 minutes of it were good, but the first 15 minutes, they weren't that entertaining at all. It was very slow and just all out boring. On to the second match of the night. Speaking of boring, Randy Orton versus The Miz for the WWE Championship. I said it going into 2011, one of my New Year's resolutions would be to look at Randy Orton in a new light. Open my eyes to Randy Orton. Open my mind to Randy Orton, because I don't want to hate Randy Orton, but I feel like he's making me hate him. I can now say with confidence, I'm done with Randy Orton. I am no longer a Randy Orton fan. Randy Orton, you are not a viper. You are a garden snake. That's exactly what the hell you are. You're not a viper, you're a garden snake. I was wishing that this match with The Miz would be more like the match that they had a couple of weeks ago on the live edition of SmackDown that was held on a Tuesday on USA Network, when you had The Miz, Randy Orton. I was hoping this match that they had at this pay-per-view was going to be something like that. It was going to be a fast-paced match, a lot of back-and-forth action. Randy Orton with that intensity, that passion that he used to show us years ago that we really haven't seen recently from Randy Orton. But he did not show it in this match at all. And yeah, I am placing most of the blame for this match being lackluster on Randy Orton, because in the position that Randy Orton is in, he can't be wrestling like he's a heel. And what I mean by wrestling like you're a heel, heels, like they're supposed to kind of slow down the match. They're supposed to dominate their opponents and things like that. Randy Orton, he's not supposed to be wrestling like that. He's supposed to be wrestling like a face. He's supposed to be trying to get the crowd behind him. And usually when the crowd sees like a face getting attacked, like that's when the crowd, that anticipation starts to build up, that momentum for the crowd to get hot. And Randy Orton being a main eventer in WWE, a perennial main eventer, perennial contender, he's supposed to know how to work the crowd, and I don't see that with Randy Orton. Like, how in the hell is he in such a high-profile position in WWE, and he doesn't even know how to get the crowd in his fucking hand? Like, that's supposed to be, that's if you don't know anything else, you're supposed to know how to do that. And Randy Orton, he used to know how to do it, but somewhere along the way, he fucking forgot. This Randy Orton, the one that I'm seeing, that's not Randy Orton. I refuse to believe that that's Randy Orton. People used to say, oh, he's like the Terminator. Hell, he may have been replaced by a robot. Like, seriously, I want to know where the hell the real Randy Orton is. Will the real Randy Orton please stand up? Because I don't know where the fuck you are. But, yeah, back to this match. Damn, like, there was nothing really exciting that happened in this match. I believe that The Miz, he played his role as a heel. He played his role well, getting heat from the crowd and things like that. But like I said, the blame falls on Randy Orton, I believe, in this match. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Miz mark, but I'm being completely honest. Like, the blame falls on Randy Orton. But how this match ended, we have Nexus. They come down to the ring, so they're distracting Randy Orton and things like that. And Alex Riley, he jumps into the ring trying to attack Randy Orton. Randy Orton throws him over the top ropes. He crashes into Nexus, and the referee dives out of the way trying to avoid Alex Riley crashing into Nexus. So the referee is outside of the ring. CM Punk, he climbs from under the ring, gets into the ring. He hits Randy Orton with a GTS, and while The Miz was laying down on the mat, CM Punk pulled The Miz and had him cover Randy Orton. The referee jumps into the ring. He does the 1, 2, 3 count, and The Miz retains his WWE Championship. Like I said, I didn't enjoy this match, and most of the blame falls on Randy Orton. Move on to the next match of the night. It was a fatal 4-way for the Divas Championship. It was originally scheduled to be a handicap match, McCool versus Natalya for the Divas Championship, but the anonymous general manager of Raw, he chimed in, and he made the match a fatal 4-way match. And it was going to be Layla versus Michelle McCool versus Natalya for a diva and a diva yet to be named. I'm thinking that, oh, this has to be Awesome Kong. Awesome Kong's going to make her debut at the Royal Rumble. But Eve, of all people, comes down to the fucking ring. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, whoa, where the hell are you serious? Like, Eve? Like, really? So she comes down to the ring. And the match goes on, and to be honest, I didn't even really pay attention to the match because I was so pissed off that it was Eve and not somebody like Awesome Kong or maybe somebody like Beth Phoenix, you know. So I was pissed off at that. I didn't really pay attention to much of the match until we got to the ending where Eve, she hits a moonsault from the top rope onto Layla, and she pins Layla, but at the same time, Michelle McCool gets a roll-up on Natalya on the other side of the ring, but the referee was only paying attention to Eve and Layla, and he counts 1, 2, 3, crowns Eve the new Divas champion, and Michelle McCool, of course, she was pissed off because she thought she was entitled to the championship, and yeah, there you go. There's that match. And now we move on to the main event, the Royal Rumble match. It started off with CM Punk. He was the first entrant in the Royal Rumble. He comes down to the ring. Then we get the chorus music playing. They come out. They surround the ring. They jump into the ring, start to attack CM Punk. Then Nexus runs down to the ring to defend their leader. Then we get this big brawl between the two stables. They're, you know, brawling in the ring. The Royal Rumble hasn't even started yet. And that's when Michael Cole, he chimes in with a message from the anonymous general manager. He says, you know what? Things aren't even going down this way. You guys get out of the ring right now. The only person that's entitled to be in that ring at this moment is CM Punk. Everybody else, clear the ring or you'll be disqualified from the match. So they all get out of the ring. Nexus, the core, they go backstage, and then we get the second competitor for the Royal Rumble. They come down to the ring, and it's none other than Daniel Bryan. So we get the start of the Royal Rumble, Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk. They're going back and forth a little bit for that minute and 30 seconds. Then we get Justin Gabriel. He's the third entrant in the match. He gets eliminated by Daniel Bryan. Zack Ryder, he comes down to the ring. He gets eliminated by Daniel Bryan also. And the fifth competitor was William Regal. He comes down to the ring. And then at that point, you had only 3 people in the ring. William Regal, Daniel Bryan, and CM Punk. And of course, all of the smarks around the world were going completely wild at that moment. But, yeah, then we get number 6, Ted DiBiase. 7, John Morrison. John Morrison was the person who I wanted to win the Royal Rumble. I did not think that he was going to win, but I was crossing my fingers that he did. And with the performance that he put on tonight, they should have just ended the fucking match right there and just crowned John Morrison as the winner. He did one of the most amazing things that I've ever seen from watching wrestling in my entire life. He gets thrown outside of, well, Ted DiBiase, he tries to throw John Morrison outside of the ring. John Morrison goes over the ropes. He lands onto the apron. Then I forget if it was William Regal or Ted DiBiase, but they try to rush John Morrison, try to push him off of the apron. They do succeed in pushing him off of the apron, but they did not eliminate him. You want to know why? Because John Morrison, he pulled some Spider-Man shit like out of nowhere. He jumps off of the, well, he gets pushed off the apron, and he ends up landing on the security barricade with his feet like dug into the front of the security barricade and his hands like holding on. Then what he does, he jumps up on top of the security barricade, starts walking it, and then he gets to a certain point. He jumps off of the barricade, jumps into the onto the steel steps, and then gets back into the fucking ring. Like I said, that was one of the most amazing things that I've ever seen in my whole time of watching wrestling. And I don't even want to talk about John Morrison much in this video because it's going to do nothing but piss me the hell off. Like, why in the hell? Like, what does John Morrison have to do for WWE to realize that this guy is a star? He keeps putting on these 5-star performances, giving these, you know, must-see moments, and he's not being recognized like he should. Like, what is it gonna fucking take for this guy to get to the main event scene and stay there in WWE? I have no idea, but I wish I did. Like, seriously. Moving on. William Regal ends up getting eliminated by Ted DiBiase. Then we get number 8, Yoshitatsu, 9, Husky Harris, and number 10, Chavo Guerrero. He did a tribute to his uncle Eddie with 3 amigos. So he was trying to hit everybody in the ring with 3 amigos. That was a pretty cool spot in the match. Then we get Mark Henry, number 11. He eliminates Chavo and Yoshitatsu, number 12, JTG. And I just love the Royal Rumble because they give chances to jobbers like JTG to dominate in matches, because he runs down to the ring and he's, you know, punching and kicking and shit and stuff, but he ends up getting eliminated too, so it didn't last long. Michael McGillicuddy, he was number 13. He eliminates JTG. Ted DiBiase gets eliminated by McGillicuddy and Harris. Then number 14 was Chris Masters. 15, David Otunga. And this is when things really started to heat up, because you had 4 members of Nexus in the ring: McGillicuddy, Harris, Otunga, and CM Punk. And of course, they were going to team up and they were going to dominate. And that's exactly what they did. Daniel Bryan was eliminated by Nexus. Chris Masters eliminated by Nexus. John Morrison, Mark Henry. And at that point, the 4 members of Nexus were the only ones in the ring. Tyler Rex, he comes down. He gets eliminated too. Vladimir Kozlov comes down, eliminated. R-Truth, eliminated. Then we get the Great Khali. And finally, somebody provides some offense to Nexus. He ends up eliminating one of the members in Husky Harris. But next we get the number 20 competitor, and that's the it was Mason Ryan. Yeah, Mason Ryan was number 2 when he eliminates the Great Khali. Number 21 was none other than Booker T. He made a surprise appearance in the Royal Rumble at number 21, but I'm pretty sure if you guys were frequenting the wrestling news sites, it wasn't a surprise to you at all. But it was still great to see Booker T back in WWE. Hopefully this wasn't just a one-night thing. Hopefully he's back in WWE for a little bit. You know, he can stay a while. I'm a fan of Booker T. We got a chance to see the bookend. We got a chance to see the scissors kick. We got a chance to see the spinneroonie. It was all great, but he didn't end up eliminating anybody. He got eliminated by Nexus also. And at this point, so many people were pissed off about what was going on with Nexus. We had some people so mad that they're saying, oh, the Royal Rumble was unbearable. I can't watch this. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is when wrestling is good to me, though. Like, I was pissed off that Nexus was just completely dominating the match, but that's one thing that I like about wrestling. You know you're doing your job when you get somebody emotionally invested in what you have going on. And I was emotionally invested in what was going on, because I'm like, oh, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Like, why is Nexus dominated? Is there anybody in the world able to stop Nexus? And as soon as I asked that question, the number 22 entrant in the Royal Rumble is John Cena. I'm not a big Cena fan, but I was never more excited to see Cena in my entire fucking life than in this moment right there. He got in the ring and he did his Super Cena thing. He eliminated Mason Ryan, David Otunga, Michael McGillicuddy. And then it just came down to him and CM Punk. Then we have Hornswoggle. He comes down to the ring. So it's just Hornswoggle, CM Punk, John Cena in the ring. John Cena ends up eliminating CM Punk. A lot of people thought that he was going to win the Rumble, but he ended up getting eliminated. So there you go. Tyson Kidd was next. He gets an attitude adjustment from Hornswoggle. Then Cena eliminates Tyson Kidd. And at this point, it was just... this was the comedic portion of the Royal Rumble, with the dream team of Cena and Hornswoggle, you know, beating people up and throwing people out of the damn ring and, you know, stuff like that. Number 25 was Heath Slater. He comes down to the ring. He gets eliminated by John Cena. Next was Kofi Kingston, Jack Swagger, and Sheamus. And this is when all of the fun and games stopped. This is when shit got serious. When Sheamus came down to the ring, he delivered a boot to the head of Hornswoggle. He eliminated him. Next, you have Rey Mysterio. He eliminates Jack Swagger. Then you have Wade Barrett at number 30. Dolph Ziggler at number 31. Number 32 was none other than Big Diesel, a.k.a. Kevin Nash, a.k.a. when I first started watching wrestling around 1997, 1998, he was my first favorite wrestler. So, of course, it was great for me to see him make a return to WWE. Same with Booker T. Who knows if it's going to be just a one-night thing or he's going to be in WWE for an extended stay, but it was pretty cool to see him back, even if it was for just one night. Number 35, and lost my place. Number 32, Drew McIntyre. Number 34, The Miz's music starts playing, and everybody in the chat room on JWshow.com, they were going crazy. Like, what the hell? Are you serious? Like, WWE Champion is going to be competing in the Royal Rumble, but it was not The Miz competing in the Royal Rumble. It was Alex Riley. So he comes down to the ring. Then we have Diesel. He gets eliminated by Wade Barrett. The Big Show was number 35. He eliminates Dolph Ziggler. Ezekiel Jackson was number 36. McIntyre at that point got eliminated by the Big Show. Big Show got eliminated by Ezekiel Jackson. Number 37 was Santino Marella. 38 was Alberto Del Rio. 39 was Randy Orton. And then at that point, that's when Kofi Kingston was eliminated by Randy Orton. So once again, Kofi Kingston gets his dreams shattered by Randy Orton. So I guess that's a pretty unfortunate thing for him. But next, Sheamus gets eliminated by Randy Orton. And the final entrant in the 2011 Royal Rumble at number 40 was Kane. At this point, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Where is Triple H? Like, where the hell is Triple H? Like, I'm seriously mad at this point, because Triple H, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. He's been gone from WWE for about 8 months. And I've been wanting him to get back into the ring as soon as possible. Every turn of the corner, people are like, oh, Triple H is coming back this week. Triple H is coming back that week. And I'm just like, oh, when the hell is Triple H come back? Why don't you just hurry up and come back already? But he didn't end up coming back at the Royal Rumble. But one thing that I will say, I'm not going to hold that against the pay-per-view. No, like, I'm not going to say, oh, just because something that I thought was going to happen didn't happen, I'm going to give the pay-per-view a bad score. I don't, this pay-per-view sucked because something that I thought was going to happen didn't happen. So I'm not going to say that. But yeah, Kane, he comes into the ring. He eliminates Ezekiel Jackson. Rey Mysterio eliminates Kane. Wade Barrett eliminates Rey Mysterio. Then Alex Riley, he comes down to the ring after there are just 4 competitors in the ring. I don't know how the hell Alex Riley got eliminated. I just completely missed that. But he runs back down to the ring, and there were 4 competitors in the match at that point. Cena, Randy Orton, Wade Barrett, and Alberto Del Rio. How could I forget Alberto Del Rio? But yeah, so Alex Riley, he comes down to the ring. He distracts John Cena, and The Miz, he was sitting at ringside at the commentary table, and at that point where Alex Riley distracted John Cena, The Miz jumps into the ring. He throws John Cena over the top rope. He runs out of the way, and John Cena, of course, he was pissed off. He went and he said something to Michael Cole. He was like, "It's over for you," or he said something like that. I don't really know what he said, but of course this is like foreshadowing. They're starting to build a feud between The Miz and John Cena that may culminate at WrestleMania. So yeah, at that point you had 3 competitors in the ring. After going back and forth a little bit, I believe it was Wade Barrett eliminated by Orton, and then Alberto Del Rio eliminated. Whichever one of those was the last person in the ring, either Wade Barrett or Orton. My mind is going a little bit blank right now. I don't really remember which one it was, but I think it was Randy Orton. But yeah, so everybody is thinking that Alberto Del Rio is the winner at this point. But then Santino, he jumps into the ring out of nowhere. And I'm looking like, where in the fuck did Santino come from? I knew that, you know, he came in a spot before Alberto Del Rio, but I did not see him get eliminated. I don't remember the announcer saying anything about him getting eliminated. Maybe I wasn't really paying attention at that point, but he apparently wasn't officially eliminated from the match. So he jumps back in and he does the Cobra, and he has this serious ass, stupid looking look on his face, and he's thinking that, oh, his dreams are gonna come true. He's gonna main event WrestleMania, and you knew no way in hell WWE was letting that happen. So Alberto Del Rio eliminates Santino from the match, and Alberto Del Rio is the winner of the 2011 Royal Rumble. I see a lot of people are so happy about this because they wanted a young guy, an up-and-coming star to win the Royal Rumble. Some people are pissed off at it because they think that Alberto Del Rio hasn't done much while he's been in WWE to deserve the spot main event in WrestleMania and being the winner of a Royal Rumble. But you have to realize the spot that WWE is in right now. They're trying to build new stars after years of neglecting building new stars. They have to give these hyper pushes to people. They gave a hyper push to Nexus. They gave a hyper push to Sheamus, and they're giving a hyper push to Alberto Del Rio also. It's just them trying to remedy the situation that they've gotten themselves into. Now, I won't say, oh, he doesn't deserve this, and oh, he hasn't done much in WWE to do this. What I will say is, since Alberto Del Rio has been in WWE, I've been entertained by Alberto Del Rio. He has some pretty good promo skills. He's been putting on some pretty good matches. He's an overall entertaining character to me. So with that being said, yeah, good for him winning the Royal Rumble. Good for him. And we'll see how things develop going into WrestleMania. And speaking of WrestleMania, this is officially the first day, the first step in the road to WrestleMania. So yeah, that's where I'll end this video. I'll give this pay-per-view a somewhere around a 7. I wouldn't go lower than a 7 because the Royal Rumble, I really did enjoy this. I really did enjoy that match. It was, of course, the biggest portion of this pay-per-view. So even though I didn't like much of the other matches that they had on this card, the Royal Rumble, that was the biggest portion of it. And I felt that this match was great. I really enjoyed it. And yeah. So yeah, it was a lot of action. And I guess for all of the people asking what effect would the 40-man Royal Rumble have on the match, I don't think it had a negative effect at all. So yeah, I would give this pay-per-view a 7. So, there you go. I am J-Dub. Peace out. Make sure you share with me your comments down in the comment section below. Peace.